Hello and welcome into this week's episode of the Black and Gold Report. I'm John Gross. On today's show, we'll recap UNCP football's season finale, chat with a couple of UNCP head coaches about their seasons, and sit down with one of UNC Pembroke's newest star student athletes. All that and so much more coming up next on the Black and Gold Report. We'll start things off going over some of the major storylines on campus. Women's soccer qualifying for the NCAA tournament and at-large bid. They are the 5 seed in the Southeast region. This is the 4th time in program history that the Braves have qualified for the NCAA tournament, and their postseason journey begins this weekend down at Flagler. Joshua Chepkesir captured his 2nd consecutive Southeast Regional title for men's cross country, and he heads out this weekend to California to participate in the 2019 Cross Country Championships for the NCAA. Women's volleyball also in action this weekend. They qualify for the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, that taking place down in USC Aiken. And last but not least, the men's basketball team off to a strong start this season. They come in this week ranked number 24 in the national polls. Finish strong. That's what UNCP's football team was looking to do over the weekend as they hosted UVA-Wise on American Indian Heritage Day and on Senior Day. Let's take a look at the highlights to see if the Braves were able to come away with the victory. On Saturday, UNC Pembroke wrapped up its 2019 season, taking on 2-8 UVA-Wise on American Indian Heritage Day and on Senior Day. It was the first ever meeting between the two programs. A windy and cold day meant the ground game would be a point of emphasis for both teams. With the Braves already in front 7-0, Josh Sheridan breaks free on a 52-yard run deep into Cavalier territory. On the very next play, he finds the edge for his 2nd touchdown of the game. In his final game as a Brave, it's 14-0 UNCP in the first half. And the Braves defense, well, that was the story throughout the afternoon. Early in the second quarter, Caleb Baker gets to UVA-Wise quarterback Lendon Redwine for the 3rd down sack. And then how about this punt from Isaac Parks, absolutely crushing a 59-yard punt down inside the 5. Demetrius Mann stumbles. Parks finished the season leading NCAA Division II in yards per punt. Back to the UNCP defense. They dial up the blitz on 3rd and long, and Amari Bryce Green rips down Redwine for another sack. And we head to halftime with UNCP up 14-0. Start of the 3rd quarter, what do you know? Another sack. This time, it's Jace Allen and Masaka Kanku combining in the tackle. Braves quarterback Josh Jones, he did leave the game with an injury. So was Rodney Smith in at quarterback for the Braves. Smith fumbles the football as he's hit. UVA-Wise recovers. Cavaliers in business, only trailing by 14, and then just a few plays later, Terrence Lambert crosses the goal line, and it's just a 7-point ball game in the 3rd quarter. But the Braves defense from there only turned it up a notch. They picked off not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 passes, including 2 interceptions hauled in by Michael Clark. Hunter Braswell able to defy the elements as he connects on a pair of field goals, including a career-long 40-yarder. Impressive stuff from the freshman. Braves up 20-7. Final play of the game, Garrett Krupp feels the heat and is almost picked off by senior Dominique Davis. Ball falls to the ground. Nonetheless, UNCP rolls 20-7. Finishing the year 4-7 with a 4-1 record at Grace P. Johnson Stadium.
really tough conditions all week at practice, and so that was great for us to be able to work in those and try to prepare for those. And I thought today was actually maybe one of the better days we had this week to be able to go out and play. So I thought our guys were tough about it. They took the right approach, and I was really proud of the way that we kind of went out there and just approached it and how we attacked it.
Content, because there's a lot of people that can't say they won their last game, and that's something I can say that I've done here at UNCP. Won my final game, my final career game.
Snow, I went into it happy that I finally could express to my guys how grateful I was that they had this opportunity to ride with me on my last ride, and they just gave me the confidence to just go out there and do what I do best or whatever. And just happy that Coach Rich and all of them never gave up on me, even when I was down sometimes, come back from the injury, and all that stuff like that. So just was happy that I was able to go off on a high note.
After ending the season with the victory, there is plenty of optimism for this UNC Pembroke football program moving forward as they look to build upon the foundation laid by this senior class.
Our team is very capable of playing with anybody in the country, is how I see it. And I think we proved that last week. We proved it really, down the stretch here. And I'm just really excited to, go into this off season and really kind of take some of those thoughts and being able to really tweak them and work on them. And I think we're just going to have a really hungry team going into 2020.
We set a good foundation. Offensively, we created a lot of explosiveness, and so that's just the foundation of starting something new. I feel like our leadership has went a long ways, and that the young guys with the rising seniors can be able to see how the leadership we show and just take it to the next level.
I believe this foundation is these guys just more so come together to know that it takes all 11. And as well as, it's all right to show emotion in the sense of, even Josh came out of shell or during the game, whatever, that, you care. Because the thing is, guys feed off of that. And during fall camp, Coach Rich was able to see me finally be able to come out of my shell, listen, this is my last time, being able to at this program, so I'm going to just give it all I got. Why hold back? Because during the first 3 years here, I was kind of wanted to be a lead by example kind of guy, but I realized that sometimes, your voice matters and people listen. And then sometimes even as a leader, I will look to see, just look around the room and you'll see guys just staring at you watching film because they want to see how you are, whether your head back, you playing, or you maybe sneaking playing on your phone or whatever. But I realized those guys are holding on to every word and everything that you do. So it's just more so these guys are learning just like I did from older guys. When I was here, because that's how I was watching them just to see how they was in their morning workouts. Even talking to them in the morning, how you doing today? Tired. Well, we got to get it, man. Come on, let's get it. So, I think that goes a long way to understand that it matters.
Now, Saturday's game was American Indian Heritage Day, and in case you were not able to make it out to Grace P. Johnson Stadium, here is a video of one of two performances that we will be showing on today's show in honor of American Indian Heritage Day. UNC Pembroke's nationally ranked wrestling program is off to another strong start here in 2019. We had a chance to sit down and chat with head coach O.T. Johnson to discuss his team and some expectations for this season.
Thank you for joining us and spending some time with us. First off, just how excited are you for the season to get underway?
Oh man, I'm super excited. I mean, the guys might think they've been tired of beating each other up, but we're tired of beating them up and them beating us up in the room. Obviously, you work all season, all summer, and obviously all preseason to get to this point of the season to finally be able to compete against foreign opponents. And I think this past weekend was indicative of how hard our guys have been working and how much they've put into the weight room, wrestling room, and obviously on the street. So we're super excited to finally get a chance to do it against someone else, and obviously enjoy watching them compete and enjoy the results that we've shown. And obviously we got a long way to go, but we're super excited for the ways our guys have shown their improvements over the offseason and summer.
You started off 21st in the nation, and last year you finished ranked 21st in the nation. Are you satisfied with setting the reputation of the program as you head forward into this year?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think the only team that can say they're satisfied in Division II wrestling is St. Cloud State, winning a national title. Obviously, we have a long way to go. We have 20 more spots to reach them this year if you base it off of last year's result. But, we're happy about how our season went. We're super stoked about the ways our guys competed, throughout the course of the season and the way they bought in. And obviously getting 8 guys to the national tournament was definitely a program best, well, at least we tied the program best for national qualifiers. So we know that we have the ability to not only duplicate that, but hopefully exceed that. Obviously there's 2 more guys we could have punched the tickets to the national tournament for. So, that's a challenge and a place we feel like we can get to. And hopefully we've done our job in the recruiting and development of our guys that are already in the program, to hopefully not only meet but exceed those expectations as far as national qualifiers, and hope that brings us different results, obviously higher results at the national tournament.
What does it mean that you have a good mix of upperclassmen and underclassmen going forward this season?
I think that's a testament to the coaching staff. I mean, what we've done recruiting. Obviously, I think the most important recruiting you can do is retaining your guys that are currently in the program. With the current climate in college athletics, you have kids leaving school, not making it academically, or just getting tired of the sport for whatever reason. And then for us to be able to retain the guys that we brought in, is, again, like I said, that's the most important recruits you can have, is guys that are currently in your program, is retaining those guys. And we've done an excellent job retaining our returners and obviously bringing in some quality freshmen and some transfers that we're super excited about. Give a lot of credit, and I would say all the credit, to the assistant coaches for the job they've done, one, in developing these guys in the postseason and summer and fall, and we're starting to see the fruits of those labors, and we're excited to see what obviously the month of November, which is a grind for us at least, it's going to bring for us, as it's going to help us shake out our starters, and hopefully whatever happens with a certain weight class, guys aren't complacent, being that they're back up, hopefully they're still training as they want to win the national title.
And I think you harped on it, the fact that every year you go into a set of goals to whether it's qualifying for Peach Belt tournament or the national tournament. Is that the same goals going into this year? What would be the first stepping stone to accomplish off the checklist?
Absolutely. So our first year in the Mountain East as a wrestling program, we're super excited to be in a conference that has some of the most dominant teams in Division II wrestling, with Notre Dame College, and Wheeling Jesuits disbanded their program, but the majority of those guys went over to West Liberty. So I think the Mountain East has one of the most accomplished conferences in wrestling as far as that goes, and so we're excited to know that our conference itself is going to have a pretty strong showing, not only in itself, and when we have our conference tournament on February 1st, but also the opportunity that we can qualify a handful of guys from our conference to go to the national tournament to compete. The goal is always to win our conference, and obviously go and try to handle that hurdle of winning a regional title that we were 3.5 points from last year. And definitely we feel like we have the core group of guys to get to the national tournament and bring home a team trophy. I think if you're shooting any lower than that, then you probably need to find a different profession, because I think that's doing a disservice to yourself and doing a disservice to your program and your kids. So our goal is to each week clean some things up, get back to the drawing board, and remind our guys that if you have success, learn from it. If you have failures, learn from it. But there's no losses. If you look at a loss as just a bad thing, then you're not going to get better. So we're hoping to do everything we can. So come February 1, we'll put ourselves in a position to win our conference. And if we can do that, we feel pretty good about what we can do at the regionals and obviously the national tournament. So I think having 5 returning national qualifiers in our starting lineup is a huge boost to our guys' confidence, and hopefully we can surround those guys with some quality other guys that can enhance and hopefully help us exceed the results from last year.
And lastly, who are some wrestlers that Brave Nation should know about going into this season?
Well, if they already don't know about Nick Daggett, returning national qualifier, All-American as a freshman, Jonathan Miller, returning national qualifier, currently ranked 8th in the country, Tyler Makosi, 2-time national qualifier, regional champion, Kayla Warner, national qualifier, currently ranked, I believe, 7th or 8th in the country, something like that. Brandon Sloop, who's ranked as high as, I think, 7th or 8th, and then obviously as low as 11th in the country. And then we have a handful of guys that have some experience in our program coming back. Jaquan McIntyre went 2-2 at the regional tournament 2 years ago. Obviously had an injury late in last year with some surgery. Now he's back to the drawing board, hitting hard. Took 3rd this weekend at the Georgia Open. And you have Semi Pentecost, who's a guy that we feel like can step in the lineup and do some big things for us. And then obviously regional placer Marcus Montgomery at 97. And then obviously Marcus Bell, again, is a guy that's going to be in there making some noise for us. And then we have some young guys that are not complacent in where they are and looking to try to make some noise. We have 2 or 3 guys currently at 174 trying to make a name for themselves, as that's a weight class that we're no returner starter in. We have Garrett Hill, Javon Johnson, and some other guys that are returned that are trying to figure out who's the guy that's going to take that weight class and make it there. So again, we're super stoked and excited to know that with the exception of a few weight classes, there are a lot of open competition in our program that is going to prevent some complacency. And even the guys that are proven. Each year we start with a blank slate, and every guy in the program has an opportunity to stake their name to a weight class, and that's exciting. And right now we're 37 strong, and we feel pretty confident that those 37 guys can do everything they can to help our program get to where we need to be. That's a conference championship, a regional championship, and a national tournament trophy. And who knows, depending on how our guys get lucky, and you never know what size our trophy will be at the end of the year.
My name is Aaliyah Farmer. I am on the women's basketball team. I am a senior and I am a criminal justice major.
My name is Spencer Levi. I'm on the men's basketball team. I'm a junior and I'm majoring in criminal justice.
Since stepping on campus, Spencer Levi and Aaliyah Farmer have established themselves as key pieces on the UNCP men's and women's basketball teams. Despite the impact they've made on their teams, neither student-athlete began their respective career at UNC Pembroke. Both Levi and Farmer transferred into Brave Nation. Regardless, they both feel strong sentiments towards UNCP.
Academic-wise, my advisors and everything are good, and I have a great coach, Coach Haskins. Outside of basketball, he's always willing to help. No matter the situation, no matter what just happened in practice or the game yesterday, he's always down to help you and get you where you need to be.
At UNCP, it's just been a lot of fun. It's given me a perfect blend between basketball and academics, and that's really what you want when you go to college, and I think it's provided a great opportunity for me.
In her 2 previous seasons at UNCP, Farmer posted over 7 points per game while securing roughly 5 rebounds as well. Last season, the Salisbury, North Carolina native scored a career-high 20 points versus Georgia Southwestern. Yet, her unselfish manner deflects her favorite athletics moment as a Brave onto one of her teammates.
My most proud athletic moment at UNCP is probably when my point guard hit the game-winning shot.
In his first season with the Braves, Levi scored nearly 9 points per game with 5.5 rebounds, while shooting a very impressive 65% from the field. For the St. Louis native, his favorite athletic moment is every moment.
All of them. Every single time I'm on the court with everybody and just being here playing at UNCP, it's a blast.
In addition to their on-court success, both student athletes have found a productive balance with academics.
Probably getting above a 3.0 GPA. To me, that's a lot. I haven't done that since high school, and it's nice to be able to do that here in college. and the teachers just really empower you.
Most proud academic moment at UNCP is being acknowledged by the Peach Belt Conference.
And once they have their degrees in tow, Farmer and Levi hope to apply their criminal justice education to helping those in their communities.
After college, what I want to do is become a lawyer, a family attorney to be exact.
But being from St. Louis, it's kind of a crime-impoverished city and all that, and it's just something I think that I would like to kind of step into and see what I can do to make it right.
With the new season just around the corner, the two Hoopers are truly grateful for the assistance that they've received from generous donors and supporters.
Being able to be on a scholarship and play at a college level is like really a great experience. Being able to get your education paid for, that's probably one of the best feelings ever, because a lot of people don't get this opportunity.
I want to thank the donors for everything they do for us. Without them, we wouldn't have everything that we have that allow us to be, such basketball players on the court and then great students off the court. You guys really help us out, and we really appreciate that.
UNC Pembroke's swimming team is also off to a fairly strong start, and we spoke with head coach Oscar Roverado to discuss what he's seen from his team so far and what he's looking forward to for the remainder of the swim season.
So, Coach, thank you for coming in today. My first question for you is, the team record so far this season is 3-3. Are you pleased with the way the first half of the season has gone?
Yes, definitely pleased. We started the season with a win in South Carolina, Columbia, where we lost the last season, and we were able to go back, win the meet. We have a good meet in Greensboro. We beat all the team over there. We lost against a very experienced team like Lenore Ryan for very few points, and Marsh Hill, and we lost against Campbell University, which is a Division I. So I'm definitely pleased for the season so far.
So you have 2 seniors, about 4 or 5 juniors. So the majority of the team is underclassmen. What does that mean for you as far as a coach, the fact that there's a lot of underclassmen on the team?
Well, this is a work in progress, so we're going to get better with time, and I feel that we are better this season than the past season, and I'm going to try to build a strong group for the upcoming season. So we're definitely going to surprise a lot of people. The swimmers are working hard. We definitely change attitude towards workout, and so we're going to see the results.
And with a lot of underclassmen, it must be good to establish a foundation here at the program.
See, definitely. We were able to bring some international students, athletes, which definitely bring more experience, work ethics, and that help a lot the rest of the group.
Some underclassmen like Caitlin and Bianca and JC Knight, just a few of them, how can you assess their performances that have helped the team throughout the year?
They're doing well. We definitely need to step up and get better, of course. The competition is getting tougher. Our next meet is a huge meet in Charlotte. It's the Fall Friends, a big meet where some of the best Division II team in the nation will be there. So it's definitely a moment where we can see our improvement and also get experience against those kind of caliber of teams.
Okay. And lastly, what are your expectations after Thanksgiving heading into the spring break?
We're definitely gonna try to get faster, and also we have a couple surprises. We probably have a couple new swimmers join us after the break, the Christmas break, and they're gonna bring a lot of experience and definitely can improve the performance of the overall team.
All right. Thank you.
In her short time on campus, Ketlin Rodriguez Matos has established herself as one of the top swimmers on the UNC Pembroke swim team. Only a freshman, she certainly has a bright future ahead of her. Dave Nguyen had a chance to sit down and talk with a freshman about her journey to UNCP, what she likes about swimming, and much more.
Dave Nguyen here with Caitlin Rodriguez Matos of the UNCP swim team. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining me. The season is underway. We're getting into the winter and spring season of the swim season. Just tell us, or tell the viewers, how's the season been going so far? The team has a 3-3 record or a 4-3 record, and competing at a very high level. So how's the season going so far?
The season right now is going well, compared, like they told me like last year, but I wasn't here, cause like we like the first meet we won the first meet, and then like we lost one, but like then we won. So like we're doing like pretty well in practice in the season. Like the attitude is like really good on the team, so that's good.
Now, your accent is Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
as you're a native of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, the fact that you're not only an athlete, but representing being a Puerto Rican athlete as well?
For me, just like a lot, because I some athletes from Puerto Rico, they're trying to come like here to United States to get like better like stuff, like the athletic and academics. Like for me, it's like something good, because I like kind of like representing them in that way. So like I feel happy about that.
Let's take a look forward to next week in the world of UNC Pembroke athletics. On Tuesday, UNCP wrestling a home dual meet against Limestone College. That match is at 7 p.m. and you can also catch it live on the UNCP Sports Network. Next weekend on Saturday the 30th, 2 p.m., UNCP women's hoops team back in action at the Bank. They play host to Chowan, and then on Sunday, December 1st, the men's team, they're also back home as they play host to Mount Olive, also at 2 p.m. That'll do it for this week's episode of the Black and Gold Report. We hope that all of you have a phenomenal Thanksgiving week. We'll be back again on next Saturday, so make sure to tune in. For all of us here at the UNCP Sports Network, I'm John Gross. Thanks for joining us.